This is a good, not great tutorial for the training plugin. So Disciple Tools training plugin. So it's been upgraded in this most recent release to include the post-hype advantages of the Disciple Tools 1.0 system. So here's a quick walkthrough of some basic features. First, you now can create with all of the fields available. So new training, and you can actually define the status, um, find someone who is a coach and church planter, and basically all those features of setting up the training. You can do that from the start screen now. And now you have the admin. You can delete. If you've created it, you can delete it. If there's updates needed, you can add your tasks having to do with this. So new task, which is a new feature, new task. And then obviously the commenting. In here you have the statuses of a proposed, scheduled, in progress, complete training, pause training, or a closed training. And who it's assigned to, who's the kind of person involved in the training. So this person's inside the system, this person's just outside the system. You would use, you can change the name of the training, you can add some notes, add the video link if you're doing it, if it's an online training. You can add the locations, so you can put in any one of those. That's driven by the Mapbox key, and this is part of the upgraded system, so you can basically see where that training happened. Any people groups connected to this training. Down here there's a new tile with the members list, so you can add new members to the training. So we'll add test to the training. So now we've got a test member, and we have one member count. We can make that test member a leader. And so when you go back to some of the new lists, you can actually start to go to your fields and say, I want to see how many leaders and how many members count. And I can apply that. And now I can actually see how many people we've got involved in this particular training. So let me go back in and hit the new training. We can add meeting times. So, 6 in the evening. We're going to start this on Tuesdays. Apply, and then we can add in how many of those we want to do. Tuesday, 6. Our ambition in the future is actually to use this kind of specificity to provide a calendar, so you can kind of see when all the trainings are happening across an entire effort. So we've also included the tagging ability, so you can create a new tag. This will be like a Zume training, and now I've got a tag for that I can use when I go back to my list filters. I can go here and I can go and find my tags. Where am I going to be? Right at the bottom. And I can say I want to find my Zume tag, which will filter this record now to just the ones that are Zume training. So obviously, and if I wanted to save that, I could save that as my Zume custom filter, which now is not like my Zume custom filter. So any of those, very cool. I can also, in the this new feature, we've got a bulk edit. Thank you to the community that helped develop that. But I can come in here and say I want to select all the trainings, and I'd like to add the note Zume training. So then I update those trainings, and now when I go in, I will be able to see a note that says Zume training. So it's just an example. You can use it to modify quite a few things. Maybe add a bunch of video links all at once, change the proposed status all at once for a series of types of things. And then you have now the cross connections are housed inside so you can connect this to another training. Say this is a training in a certain area, so I'll connect it to test, or I can create a child training, new child training. This is basically, if you're not familiar with disciple making movement thinking or movement thinking, generations, this training spawned another training. So that's what we mean by child training, is this training spawned another training. And so you can see trainings that create other trainings. Connected to various groups, and in this system I have installed the Streams plugin so I could connect it to Streams. Or I can say, from this training came new group from training. The difference between the groups and trainings is that groups roadmap is to be from a group, Discovery Bible Study, all the way to a church. And so that's what its type is designed to track. So this training could spawn multiple groups. And that's kind of the logic of what we're talking about there. And then you can just have your comments as you are developing the training, notes on how the training went, any of that kind of stuff could be stored there. And then you have who am I sharing this with, who are my co-workers for it. So anyways, there is the training plugin. This plugin can be installed in the plugins area as an administrator.